Hello and welcome back to Nami Now You Know. I'm happy to have in studio returning with us Deontay and Hannah from the Mayor's Youth Council. Welcome back. And as you'll notice, we have a new guest in studio for this segment, Ashley Campos. Very welcome, Ashley.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you. Ashley is finishing her junior year
Mm-hmm.
at Texas Southern, and she's a marketing major.
Yeah.
Ashley, we're so happy to have you work with Nami as one of our federal work study students. So Ashley has produced a ton of marketing materials for us already that we are using currently with the walk. So one of the things that um, we're committed to at NAMI is really stepping down our opportunities to partner with organizations in the community and create bridges, just like we've done with Texas Southern in the form of a memorandum of understanding, and now we can bring in work study students. This is the first time that we've had that. In a former life, I used to be an administrator at Fisk, and I did exactly that, worked with work study students on and off campus, placed them in with nonprofits in particular to help them really see how their major and their career interests can come to life. So I said, hey, you know what, just take it with us, let's do it here in NAMI. So Ashley, welcome. How was your school year this year?
It was good. It was a little hard getting close to the end of the semester.
Yeah, marketing major.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I really enjoyed the classes. It really has taught me a lot. Even the teachers just speaking about the experience and how the corporate world is, I feel like I've really got an understanding of what I can expect.
Absolutely. And so from a corporate perspective, you're getting an opportunity to see kind of the behind the scenes with nonprofit, working with NAMI. And a lot of times you can have a front facing idea, right, or a preconceived notion. But when you get behind the scenes, people may think, well, what is a marketing major doing at an organization that focuses on mental health? Well, Ashley has gifted us with her talents already, and she's created social media filters and other campaigns that we use to really drive the attention to the walk this year. And we're very proud of that. So, would you ever have guessed before your experience this semester that marketing plays such a role in not just nonprofit but mental health focus?
I didn't. I thought just mental health was just mental health, and then once the first day we got there, I really saw all the work y'all really do. It takes a lot of everything y'all do, just from contacting people to creating posts to keeping up the marketing. It's a lot.
It is. And one thing we try to do is make sure that in your experience, you're understanding with the hands-on experience that the content that you convey is so critical. People are waiting for it, and it really informs what they think and how they perceive mental health, right? I think that sometimes we use the term and we don't even really know what that means. We talk about it, but it's like, how do you practically apply that, right? So I always talk about with our students, when you manage so much, we were just, the first segment, Ashley, we were talking about Hannah and just her impressive high school experience and the resume that she already has developed similar to your college experience. And so my question to you is, how do you manage all the demand on your time academically and personally? We talk about as adults, Deontay, work-life balance. Yeah, so y'all are professional students and you're aspiring professionals. So how do you manage your time and maintain your own wellness?
I do that just by dedicating time to myself. Once I've had a stressful week, I do things that I enjoyed and just forget about school for a little bit. I feel like that helps me a lot, and just focus on me and time to me.
hmm And that can't, the way time runs faster, I'm convinced that time is moving faster. I don't
Especially
know.
on the weekends.
Yes.
Come on now, isn't
Especially
it?
on the weekends.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah,
It
every
just
year we
feels
lose a minute,
different.
yeah.
I don't know if it's because we're in the age of information, but at younger the days just seem longer.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I can go into the office and it's like 9:30 in the morning, and then we blink,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
actually, it's time for you to go. Wait, it's like 3 o'clock already. And then then we're crunched thinking about what else we need to roll out in that business day, and who else is still able to be reached. And we're at the end of the day, just like that. And then it's the weekend, and then it's Monday again, just like that. So I can imagine, for example, you're looking at next. So Hannah's heading to Emory,
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
in the fall.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about what that transition is to get through the end of senior year and prepare to move to Atlanta.
So we get out of school around like early June, so I still have a few more weeks of school.
And right now, kind of finishing up senior final, so it's a lot, and right now it's more stressful than you think it should be, right? You know, it's you're at the end, it's finish strong, but it's a lot of big projects,
Yeah.
ending this internship or this program and writing all these detailed final reports. So that can really stack up, and unfortunately, everything kind of has like the same deadline, end of May. So it's like, okay, well, what do I put first?
Yeah, exactly.
But I just really do my best to prioritize. So I like to pick the things that are easiest to do first, because even if I'd rather do, two or three small things than stress all night about one big thing. And so that's
strategy.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I organize projects and work and things to do, or just maybe it is a big project, but it's something that I'm really really interested in. It's not like a 4-page paper about the color blue.
Yeah.
So that's how I like to organize it. And then when it comes to moving, I'm very excited. My move-in date's kind of like mid-August, because I decided to do like a pre-orientation program, to just kind of get on campus early and invest myself in the campus and things like that. So like I said, I'm very excited about that. Packing up is hard, leaving your childhood, because I've lived in the same house, since I was born. So leaving your childhood home, leaving your family, and so we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, this is my last birthday, my last Christmas at home. But honestly, I'm very hopeful and positive for the future. So instead of kind of dwelling on what I'm going to be missing here, I like to think of, be excited about what I'm going to be doing in Atlanta. So
Absolutely, that's a good way.
yes,
That's a good way. So
Way better than my perspective. Obviously, ready to go.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Right. This is your first time moving away from home.
Oh yes, it is. So, well, you toured the colleges. I did a couple of fly-in programs where you can spend a few nights at different universities, and so that was kind of like a trial almost, a taste of what I was going to be doing. But since I knew it was going to be a short period of time, I wasn't like, okay, let me call my mom every 30 seconds, let me see what they're doing. Because I was like, oh, I'll be back in a few days. So, I think when I really get to campus and start putting all the things in the dorm, I think that's when it'll really hit. And I think being real with myself about, I'm going to be sad, and I've cried about it a few times. Just to be candid, I've cried about it a few times. I'm going to miss my family, my friends, things like that. But this isn't the first time that I'll be transitioning from a new school or to a new group of people and things like that. So just being real and not being like, I'll be fine, because I'll be fine can only last you so long.
Right.
So like I said, just being realistic with my expectations, my goals, what I think to accomplish, and honestly seeking help and talking to people who are in college and they've just finished their freshman year, or they're about to go into their senior year, finish up college in general, just kind of how'd you do it, right? And everyone's different. I understand that, but there's definitely shared similarities. So
I love it.
Yes.
Well, that's as solid a plan as you can get.
Yes.
Right? Do you know anybody in Atlanta?
So I know not any of my family. I know a few people who are going to some schools up there. Well, I do know a few people from my school who graduated last year who go to Spelman and things like that. So it'll be nice to have people close, but unfortunately, just haven't kept in contact over the past school year. And I don't really have any family up there, but my mom's, of course, she's like, oh, we're gonna find someone, and I'm sure we know somebody that knows somebody up there. So yes.
All right. Well, I got you.
Yes,
I have incredible friends in Atlanta from college all
Thank
the way
you.
up. Yeah, and our church home still is in Atlanta. I got you. We'll make sure that we plug you in so you have a whole instant network.
Wow.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
We totally got you.
Thank you.
So now, talk to us, Deontay, a little bit about Unlearning Youth. Actually, that's the name of the nonprofit that Deontay founded.
Yeah. So,
right? And I love the title.
Yeah. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
the meaning behind unlearning youth is sometimes we have to. I think we talked about this a second ago. Sometimes our learning is in unlearning, and I think sometimes the practices that we use, the principles that we abide by, are sometimes not in place anymore. They've expired, or we're loyal to things that are no longer valuable to us. So it's asking youth what are the things we have to unlearn together. And while it is unlearning youth, emphasis on the you part sometimes
Oh, I
too,
love that. Yeah.
because sometimes you have to unlearn yourself. And I know even in our recent conversation with the mayor's youth council mental health committee, we were talking about the the scary thing of learning yourself and learning your future self and having to answer about yourself that 20 years from now and what am I going to be studying in college and I don't even know if I'm what I'm wearing to graduation
Right.
tomorrow. So
Yes.
these small
Yeah.
things. So what do we need to unlearn? Practices and principles to better engage with youth. As we said, now we're engaging with students in a post-pandemic society. Things are looking very differently now. So not only do I support youth, but supporting those youth study organizations as well.
Wow,
Yes.
I love that. And listening to you, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to unlearn now too, right? I realize that our son is gone on with his life, and now we have a soon-to-be 18-year-old who's going to be graduating in a year, and I'm like, okay, I got to unlearn full-time parenting,
Yeah.
you know. And so the same way you're thinking about moving out, I grew up the same way in the same house. I moved out when I went to college, but born and raised, brought home from the hospital, same place, and I had that same. Oof, you know, I can't
Yeah.
pack every teddy bear, every little lamb in my collection, you know, that type, but didn't want anything to change at home, right? So mom was like, okay, I'm holding the line, but we need to pack up some stuff. And I'm just like, so it's scary.
Yeah.
But on our end too, just know that we're thinking about that transition too. So I'm like, okay, well, what else? What's the next chapter for me? So know that we're always evolving,
Yeah, sure.
right? And we're always learning ourselves. So now what happens when, you know, when you move, when you all leave and you move on to the next phase of your life, then we have to figure out, you know, relearn or unlearn what we've known in
Yep.
full-time parenting and figure out what's next for us.
Absolutely.
So on that note, we're gonna take a break, thank our sponsors, and then we're gonna come right back and pick up where we left off. We'll talk a little bit about your involvement, you guys being present at the walk this coming Saturday. All
Excited
right,
about it.
thanks.